Yo, what is good, chat? What's good, chat? This stream's totally different. I can't even really see y'all yet. Let me see. Let's hop into the comments. This stream should be public now. Let me throw the hat on. If y'all are tuning in for this stream, do me a favor. Please sound off in the chat. I am testing out some new live streaming stuff. And this is totally different. What up, Will Baxter? We live. Bro, we are live. And this is a complete, like, I'm trying something totally different today. Y'all are in the office with me. I've got y'all chilling on a tripod right now. Hopefully I didn't just expose anything. No, there's nothing exposed. Okay, bet. But yeah, we are live. Y'all are in the office with me. I am testing out some new live streaming tech. So y'all let me know, how's it look? How's it sound? Got audio coming in through this guy for now, because that's about all I know really how to do so far. But Michael says, hey, I got the notification squad in the building. If y'all have not turned on your notification, not hit the bell, you definitely should. You should definitely do that. Who else we got in here? Lock and Shake Film said, what's good, team? What's good, team? Giovanni in the building. Giovanni, you've been a real one. I've been seeing you on a lot of streams lately. Shout out. What up, Tyrese? How is Will's first ever time? How is Will first ever time? It's not Will's first time. I'm messing it up. Oh, first time getting a notification. Almost breaking NDAs 2 minutes in. Did I? I didn't break an NDA. Did you see something? Bro, I probably did. What's good, Chris? I see you in the chat too. So dope seeing y'all in here. Bro, I don't know if this is weird, like the hand reaching past to bring up these comments. I don't know. That might, does that look weird? Does that look weird, chat? Let me know. Is that weird with the hand reaching in? Does it feel like I'm like reaching past y'all, touching you? That's weird. That was weird to say out loud. Sorry. But yo, we are literally in my office. This all gets cleaned up before y'all see it on Friday's show. But right now, it is a mess because I have been actively trying to get this whole thing cleaned up. It's kind of a mess right now. Giovanni says you're reaching into my desk. Yeah, I'm helping you with your edits. I'm here to help you with your edits. Will says, where is the S12? Not here yet, boy. Not here yet. Hoping that it gets here soon. Updates on that. They did tell me that we will be getting, the lens has already been acquired. I think they're working on trying to find the camera for me. So, you know, obviously all the shill units, the loaner units have already been sent out. So now they're just working on finding my unit. I'm just messing. Will, he's waiting for Friday's What's in the Box. I do have something special for What's in the Box, but I will tell y'all, since y'all are actually here with me, it's currently not the Lumix, but hopefully, fingers crossed, we still got a few more days. There's a chance they could overnight it here, and we could have it. Oh man, speaking of What's in the Box, I kind of showed this on I'll save it. I'll save the surprise. If you saw yesterday's stream, you already know what's in the box for this week's show. But if you didn't, then you will be pleasantly surprised on Friday. Oh, y'all, I just got some dope news from my friend Michael Tobin. We got a special live stream thing that's going to be coming. It's going to be a little while from now, but Michael Tobin just texted me. He said, let's do it. So that means he's in. So it's probably going to be about a month or so from now, but yo, I'm super excited. I got to ask y'all a few questions. I need y'all's help right now. Oh, Giovanni, I'm so glad that you just asked. What are we testing today? We are testing what you're seeing right now. You are seeing a semi-mobile live streaming setup. As you can see, I can move around my office. You guys are currently on a tripod right now, which I can kind of move around. I'm testing a new device. It's from YOLO Live, which should allow me to be a bit more remote with my streams. And it is a lot. There's a lot going on with this. Actually, I kind of semi-tested it before the stream started, so that way I could see like what it would take to like get the stream sort of like up and running, because like their whole system is different. But this is looking pretty sick. I like this already. Chris says, I'm wondering where Kofi is. That dude is literally in every single live stream. I don't know where he's at yet. He might be actually working. He's probably editing like one of his 50 million videos that needs to come out. Hey, all my real ones, do y'all remember when I bought this? Do y'all remember when we bought this? This is the Requads, the wireless Requad Goes. I said I was cleaning out my office and I came across it. I was like, bro, I totally forgot when I went on Temu, and bought this fake nonsense. I need to actually test them. I never actually took them out and tested them. We should definitely test these. We should test these. Should we test these live? Y'all tell me what they sound like. I can plug them into the camera. Y'all want to test them? Y'all want to test some gear? I've got those. Also, I've got these things. These are actual Rode products. I'm just cleaning out all my audio stuff. These are the wireless micros, ultra compact wireless microphones. They sent me this one, which is for lightning devices, so iPhones, but like older iPhones that are on lightning. But I ain't got nothing like that. So then they sent me this one for USB-C. And full transparency, never took them out of the box. Never took them out of the box. But thank you, Rode. They were cool. So all good. Yes, they are the Requads. What up, B? Hope you're having a great day. Thank you, Ted. I am having a good day. I did a live stream for Ecamm earlier today, and it went so good. It was so smooth. They are doing a virtual conference this week. So they had speakers yesterday, speakers today, and then there are speakers tomorrow, I believe. And so I had my day today, and it went great. It was really smooth, no technical issues. I did like 30 minutes of talking and then like 20-ish minutes of Q&A, and then that was it. Basically showing them some of the tech that I use to live stream. Funny enough, everything I showed them is the stuff I normally use, and then now I'm testing new live streaming stuff. So always trying to stay leveled up, trying to keep the game, you know, moving in the right direction. So that's always the plan. So that's why I'm testing this deal right here. So really excited about that. So this stream, at least my hope for this stream, is one, to sort of take y'all throughout my office. I'm gonna be cleaning up, straightening up, but I'm also here to answer any questions you guys have. And I mean any questions. I know I got people in the chat right now who's in our mentorship program. So if any of the people in the mentorship program want to ask me any questions, feel free and sound off. If you are just a filmmaker, you're asking questions about gear. If you want to ask my thoughts on any gear, realistically, anything y'all want to ask about family, life, having dyslexia, ADHD, processes, I am here. I am an open book. I figured I needed to get my office taken care of. I needed to test this thing, and I love just hanging out with you guys. So just wanted to open up the floor and say, yo, if you got any questions, you guys need anything, definitely let's link in and let's ask any questions y'all might have. I'm trying to figure out if there's a better way for me to monitor the chat when I'm actually live, because I feel bad just kind of looking down at my phone all the time. But this is super, oh Lord, I definitely don't want to hear my own voice. Let me turn that down so I can actually just, oh, that's pretty cool. YouTube's got this thing, I don't know if y'all can see that, if it focuses, where I can make the video go away and I can just see the chat. So then that way I can actually just see that. So really excited about that. What up, Luis, AKA Mr. Camera Junkie? Mr. Camera Junkie in the building. What's up, Austin? Yo, what's up? What's new? What's the new setup? All right, so y'all are currently looking at the YOLO Box Extreme. I think that's what it's called, the YOLO Box Extreme. And it is a massive 9-inch display that allows me to live stream directly from it. I'm currently testing it / reviewing it. I've used it before, but I'm using it in a slightly different configuration this time. And so one of the things that I've been wanting to do is do more live streams. Y'all know I'm addicted to live streams at this point. And so trying to do more live streams. And so the tech in the world of live streams, it's crazy. There's not a whole lot of like reviews out there on a lot of it. And a lot of the people who are doing the reviews don't really understand video. So like the reviews don't really answer the type of questions I'm looking for. So yeah, now I'm just sort of kind of doing my own little tests, my own little reviews. I should definitely turn these into videos, but I typically don't. So that's what we're testing today. That's the new setup. And the best part about this setup is it's kind of heavy and my camera is not charged. So my camera is directly plugged into the wall right now. But after one of my batteries gets charged up, I'll be able to move you guys around the studio as I'm working and doing stuff. So pretty pumped out about that. Lock and Shake says, my question, D-Log or automatic? I just got the Mavic 3 regular, loving it from the Air 2S. My drone stays in D-Log. It is when it comes to shooting outdoors, I almost never shoot standard. I've even said this with like real estate. I won't even shoot real estate in like a standard picture profile. I almost always would shoot it in log. And that's because with most like mirrorless cameras, when it's exposing, like it's gonna expose the highlights at its highest point to like maybe where it's barely clipping. And a lot of times when the lighting changes, it will just be clipped. And once the camera sensor recognizes like white is white, then the highlights are gone. You've lost them. You can't get them back. There's nothing you can do. And so with flying a drone specifically, a drone, let me actually clean while I talk to you. A drone will basically always have a really bright highlight because you're shooting in the sky. You know what I mean? So there's always going to be that element of something bright. So when it comes to the drone, I almost always shoot in log. Actually, I don't even know what the standard looks like on the DJI because as soon as I got it, I pretty much threw it in log and never looked back. And so that's sort of my suggestion. The Mavic 3 though, solid drone. Actually, I need to pack it up in my Pelican case. But I mean, like I have the Mavic 3 Cine and dude, I absolutely love it. I know the Mavic 4 came out. We all have, you know, gear acquisition syndrome. We have gas, whatever you want to call it. But dude, this Mavic 3 Cine, I have zero desire to let it go. I kind of talked about this on stream the other day. Actually, let me show y'all my case. So this is my case, right? This is my Nanook case. And I love this freaking case. Actually, I could probably, if I tighten this up, I might be able to even show y'all. Let's see. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Bow, there it is. All right, so y'all can see. So this is my case right here. And so basically, right now it's kind of a mess because I just got back from a shoot. But my drone just packs into the case just like that. Ooh, the monitor just fell down. Let me pivot that back up. All right, y'all can see still. So basically, drone packs away like so. And then I've got a few accessories in here. Let me show y'all how I pack all this stuff away. But basically, I've got this section that I change it out just depending on how I'm packing for the day. But 9 times out of 10, what'll happen is my 70-200 can go right in there. And then Mr. Camera Junkie had asked, what camera is this? This is my R3. So my R3 packs in right here. And then I've got a spot for a few different lenses. Here, 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 and here. Drone can go here. And then controller for said drone, because these deals pop off, can slide right here in this little small Nanook case. And then literally I keep 2 extra batteries, which I can slot right here and here. plenty of space for the camera. And like, this is literally everything I need to take for like my quick little one-man band easy shoots. This is the Pelican, or not Pelican, sorry. This is the Nina case that goes and does it all. I keep my Condor Blue Easy tool. That guy just packs in here. Keep a couple extra base plates. And then in one of these slots, normally what'll happen is like my wireless. So let's go back wide so y'all can actually see me again. But with my wireless, open up, boom. So I'm learning stuff about this setup already. A little jank in situations. But my wireless still, so I keep the wireless pros on me at almost all time. And those can actually just drop into here as well. So I drop the wireless pros in there. This case carries all the lavaliers. That sits right there on top. And then y'all, I just picked these up. They are a game changer. So this is a, they're called Bubble Bees. They are designed specifically for the Rhodes. I can attach my microphone to that and then slide it in. You won't get any rustle or anything like that. It's got a couple dead cats, some stickies, that way you can stick it to people's chests. So solid. These are a new addition. I just picked those up. So really loving those. Bro, I'm so behind. Let me get caught up. So does the YOLO box replace a whole computer when it comes to live streaming? Dude, it kind of does. Like, it's kind of crazy how much you can do with it. At least that's what they're telling me so far. Because, like, it's a monitor. You plug the cameras directly into it. It can live stream from itself. It's got built-in Wi-Fi. But you can also stick a SIM card in there. It's got an Ethernet port. So, like, there's tons of ways to get it connected to the internet. And I think it costs more, but there's, like, a service you can pay for to, like, bond all your signals together. And then, so you have great internet, and then you can go live on the go. The only problem with this Extreme is it's huge. It's like, it's massive and it's heavy. There might be a way, I don't know if I'd mess up the stream if I tried this, but like, I guess I could just run like a wireless transmitter into it. I could show it to you so you can see it, but right now I have it attached to the actual camera. Put it on the Roku TV. Also realistically today, if you were ready to hop into an entry-level cinema camera right now, what would you go with, the Pixis or the OG Komodo? Ooh, that's a good question. If I'm buying a new camera today, am I going Pixis 6K or OG Komodo? Ooh, let's see. How much is the Pixis is 6,000, right? No, it's not. It's not 6,000. I think it's 4,000. The Pixis, let's see, PY. Let's see, how much is the Pixis going for? All right, so the Pixis is, 3,200? You know, today, if I'm new getting into the world of cinema, I like the OG red, but it's not very good in low light, and it's gonna cost a lot more to like get up and going. So I think I'm probably gonna go Pixis 6K, and I'm probably gonna get the PL mount one. That's probably my answer. Question, when will the Houston Red class/hangout be open for signups? Ted, I'm gonna hold off answering that till Friday. We'll have more information out on Friday for that. We're working through some details, and I just wanna be very clear. So I wanna make sure I have a good answer for you before I actually do it. Logan says, do you underexpose frequently with the drones in? Yes, I almost always underexpose my drones, just a hair. Just so I can make sure I'm retaining the sky. The lazy eye kicking in with the cam. The lazy eye. Oh, it's probably because I keep looking up. Yeah, that's probably gonna be an issue. I keep looking up because that's where the monitor's at. Russell says, I have the same case, color and all. Bro, let me tell y'all, if y'all are buying Pelican cases, first off, stop it. Like in a real way. If you're buying Pelican cases, stop it. You need to switch to the Ninox system. It is better. in just about every way. Probably my favorite thing about them is if you shop B&H, these things go on sale constantly on B&H. So turn your B&H alerts on. I picked up, so it was kind of stupid. I bought this red one full price, $300 some odd, right? Hated it. Hated that I paid full price because very shortly after, I got the big one that's in the closet. And then I also, just because they had it on sale, I picked up this guy. This is a green one. And like, the reason why I can just lift it like that is because there's literally nothing in it. Like it's just empty. So I've just got this extra Nunuk case just like sitting around, but the price was so good, I couldn't pass on it. And so I bought the green one, I bought this red one. I think I bought another one. I got the big one in the back. And then I found out that my, it's not branded, but my case that holds my zoom lenses, this is also from Nunuk. So I'm not sponsored by them, but at this point I feel like I should be. Maybe they're sponsored by me. Shaquille says, I feel like the C400 has gotten no love, but it looks like a great camera. You know what it is? It's the fact that, like, first off, I don't know what it is, but a lot of YouTube creators, they don't like Canon. I mean, like, I know it's missing some of the trendy stuff that people are looking for today, like open gate and like anamorphic support and stuff like that. So many YouTubers kind of already went Sony. Lumix is giving them stuff that they didn't have before, and Canon just kind of is like a working man's camera. And so it's kind of boring in that way. But the C400 is a legit camera. I think what stifled some of the C400's like luster was actually the C80, because I think for a lot of people, the C80 actually answered the questions that they really wanted answered. And then when the C400 came out, before it ever even shipped, they announced the C80. So if you had ordered a C400, you could cancel your order and switch over to a C80. Is the majority of your clients in real estate? No, well, I'll say the consistency of my business has been in real estate. When it comes to, let me just tilt this up because that low tilt is killing me. My retainer clients have been on real estate majority. Like I have a client who I've had on real estate retainer for going on 3 years, something like that. And then when I first started, almost everything I did was in real estate. And so I still got a lot of older clients who are, you know, who call me up from time to time, and I'll work with them. So I would say, like, as far as like an industry goes, the longest industry I've worked in has been real estate, but it really varies on a month-to-month basis. But like every month I'm guaranteed to do at least 2 real estate projects in some manner because I have them on retainer. Lumix gang in the building. I wonder if Lumix gang will embrace me when I start, if I switch. I'm not gonna switch. I'm not saying I won't switch. What I'm saying is, when I start shooting on the S12, will the Lumix gang embrace me, or will they look at me as an outsider? I don't know. Bro, change those to L mounts. Bro, I wish. Tom Buck is the GOAT for live streaming gear. Bro, so I met Tom 2 years ago. 2 years ago on man, if y'all were here yesterday, bro, the spam calls don't ever stop. It's so annoying. I get them all day, every day. But yo, so I met Tom at NAB, I don't know, a few years ago. And what was crazy is we had talked, because if there's a person on YouTube who has influenced me to buy the most things, like the quantity, not necessarily spend the most money, but like, actually he might have influenced me to spend the most money too. But if there's a creator, dude, double call from the same number? Okay, hold on one second, guys. Let me see if I can mute myself. All right, chat. Sorry about that. Let's see. But yeah, like I was saying, Tom Buck's probably the person that's got me to definitely spend the most. Will says, which Nanook case is that? So this is the Nanook 9. I'm not going to pick up the red one because the red one's full. This is the 935 Nanook. It's like basically the same size as the Pelican 1510. But yeah, pretty solid, super smooth. In my opinion, the Nanooks are better designed, better built than the Pelicans. Pelicans are still good though. They're just very military. And the inserts are not even close to as good. Like the top inserts, all of that stuff is just so much better. What up, Cam Mackey? She'll gang in the building. Tips on beard connection, or am I doomed to have a baby face for the rest of my life? Okay, I did say y'all can ask me anything. So, bro, let me tell you, because I'm not ashamed. Like, I still got like some spots. Like, I got a few little spots. But I'll tell you, I had way more spots than this. Ironically, what actually brought my beard in was my hairline was starting to recede. So, have y'all heard of like Hims or whatever? So I signed up for Hims for their like hair, like to like basically help you regrow your hair. And it was like these little pills that you would take. And then they also had like a spray you could put in your hair or whatever, right? So I tried those. Full transparency, it didn't really help. And I really hated getting my hair cut on a regular basis. Like I hated going to the barber. So I just was like, screw it, I'm just gonna cut it all off. Like I didn't really care and I like being bald and it's so much easier. Just hop in the shower, shave it off, move on. But ironically, those pills didn't help my hair on the top of my head, but bro, it thickened up my beard like crazy. And when I was on them, my beard was growing so fast, I was like literally having to trim it like every other day. So I don't know if those pills are really great for like the top of your head, but for your face, bro, those things worked like magic for me. Didn't mean your eye. Something was dropping down and covered a part of the lens. Oh, that was from earlier. What is the new streaming gear? I talked about it a little bit earlier, but we're streaming on a YOLO box today. C80 would be flying off the shelves and if talked more about on YouTube if it had a different mount. Well, yeah, and that's the other thing. I didn't mention that when it came to the Canon stuff. Even I, as someone who owns a lot of Canon cameras, like I have the R3 right here, I have a C70 right there, I got a C70 in the back room. I hate that I'm trapped to the RF mount. And no other brands, like Canon's not letting anybody come help. Like if Sigma could make RF mounted full frame autofocusing lenses, I wouldn't feel so trapped. But like I feel trapped to the RF and I feel like I'm at the mercy of whatever Canon wants to charge for their lenses. Like if they come out with a lens, I have no choice but to buy it from them and I have no choice but to buy it at whatever price they tell me. Cam Mackey says, I'm offended I'm not the #1 influencer to sell you on things. Well, you know what, Cam? Look, you might have gotten me to switch to a brand I never considered switching to, which is Lumix. So you should just, count your chickens before they hatch. Or don't count your, wait, what does it say? Don't count your chickens before they hatch? Or a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush? Something like that? I don't know. Cam Mackey, I'm not playing with you on the heist stuff today. I'm not gonna play with you on the heist stuff. Question from Jay Hill. For real estate video, let me see if I can do this from the phone. So that way I don't have to be looking up at the thing. Oh snap, we got 42 people hanging out with us. What up, everybody? Jay Hill says, for real estate videos only, which would you rather choose, an FX30 or a Z7 II? I'm leaning towards the Z7 only because I already have a Z5 and don't want to change, but I'm new to video, so I don't know. Z7 II. I don't remember the specs on the Z7 II, so let me look real quick. Z7 II. Is the Z7 II cropped as well? Let's see. Oh, no, they just came out with the new Z5 Mark II, not the Z7. And the Z5 is full frame. Z5. Full framed. Bro, I would go with the Z5 Mark II, honestly. If you're looking at for real estate, I would go full frame with the Z5 Mark II. It's going to give you, you know, for real estate, full frame helps out a lot, especially because you need to be able to get a wider field of view for the houses. So that's the way I would go. I know that wasn't one of the options, but that's what I think. Was the Sony calling to send you? Oh, was that Sony calling to send you an FX2? Bro, if y'all saw my clip that just went out today where we talked about the FX2 from Friday's episode, I can almost guarantee you Sony ain't sending me an FX2 because y'all made it look like I hate the FX2. I was trying to, you know, say it could be a good camera and that I'd be excited for what it means for the FX3 Mark II. But bro, the way people were roasting Sony on that show, yeah, they're not going to send it to me. They're going to have to send it to another one of the shill tubers. He said the hair ran from my scalp down to my chin. For sure, for sure. All right, let's see. Another question coming in from Lolo. Question, I think the new hot shoe mics on mirrorless cameras that allows you to connect to a shotgun mic with no wires is cool. Do you think Canon can attract more creators with the tech? So here's the crazy part. Canon already has that feature built into the R5 Mark II, and it works with there's like a Tascam attachment that'll actually do that. But I don't think anybody's switching to Canon, because to switch to Canon almost feels like you're getting trapped. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's a smart play in a real way for creators to, if you're not like heavily invested in Canon or you just really love their cameras, I don't know if it's a good system to switch to, because it's like, it's definitely a walled garden. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely an ecosystem and you're stuck in it. DJI Osmo Pocket 3 for real estate? No, I don't like that camera for real estate. So I tried it, used it. It's not wide enough. I think it's like a 24 millimeter equivalent, which is just not wide enough for real estate. Also, and this is maybe just the way that I used it, I didn't love the dynamic range I was getting out of it. And so it just wasn't up to par. Like in a very real, respectful way, you're probably better off using an iPhone on an ultra wide lens with the DJI, what's this thing I got? This is the DJI Osmo, I don't know what this thing is called. Whatever, this is a new DJI phone gimbal. You're probably better off with an iPhone in ultra wide mode and this thing than you are at picking up a Osmo 3. Oh, I just got, oh, so sick. We posted our video today. So one of my good friends, Dave Altizer, he makes thumbnails like for a living. That's like what he does. And so I've been going back and forth with him on like our thumbnail design lately. And he just told me, that we did a really good job on it. So that means a lot to me. What up, Mike? Just saw you hopped in the chat. If the FX2 is better than the FX30, I might pick it up as a B cam to my FX3. I think the only way that it's going to be better is in the sense that it'll be full frame. So that will make it better. So if you do want to pick up a camera, the only problem is I just don't know what the price is. You know, I've heard a few different numbers when it comes to the price of the FX2. You know, some of like different creators are saying different prices for it. I don't know if like Sony's telling people different prices or if they're like actively changing the price internally. And so people are hearing the price at a certain point and then it changes. But yeah, I'm hearing a lot of different prices for it, both online and from some of my sources. So I just don't know what the price of the FX2 is. In my honest opinion though, I think the price of the FX2 could save the FX2. If it's a very well priced full frame cinema camera, that could be that could be different, you know? If the camera comes in, I'm not saying this would happen, but let's say the camera came in at like, let's say something crazy, like $2,000 or $2,200. That would drastically change the way people look at that camera. Yeah, Mike, we live again, my boy. We're testing out something different. Y'all are technically mobile. Like y'all can see, y'all are mobile. We're on the desk here. Actually, let me clear this off because I don't know what's on that screen. But yeah, I'm just cleaning up the office and testing out this new live streaming deal that allows me to move my camera around the office. But it's just not it's not perfect. Sony is asking so long for the FX3 Mark II because of how long and hard it takes to develop a new sensor, and also the FX3 is very good and still selling very good. I think what you're saying is that's why it's taking so long for an FX3 Mark II, and I 100% agree with you. Actually, I wonder if I could just zoom y'all in to the work den. Look at that. Oh my gosh. We in here. We are in here. But no, I totally agree with you. I think the FX3 Mark II is not going to show up for a minute because they would need to develop a whole new sensor, probably a 6K sensor. I can't imagine them not having at least a 6K sensor in it. But then I also can't imagine, you know, the camera coming out and like, why would you stop? Why would you slow down FX3 sales if FX3 sales seemingly haven't slowed down since they basically announced the camera? It's kind of crazy. People just love the FX3 so much. A7S3 or FX3 from RAM. RAM, they're the same camera. In a very real, respectful way, they are the exact same camera. So what you got to ask yourself is, which body style provides you what you need the most? That's literally it. Do you want the top handle or do you want the EVF is really the only question between which of those two cameras you want to buy. Brandon, did you get the S1 II or not yet? Shall I call you Lumix Gang? I have not gotten the camera yet, but I have been told that they are actively trying to find one that they can send me. So we will see. I don't think I'm very high on their priority list because, you know, they know I'm not an active Lumix shooter. And it's probably in their best interest to help their Lumix shooters first, but I totally get it. Lowlight King, FX3 or S1 II? I don't know. I haven't shot with it yet. But I did see, I think Armando released a video today. I don't know if y'all saw that, but Armando released a video, I think, today. I haven't watched it, but it was a test between the two, so maybe give that a watch. If you like Armando's content, definitely go check that out. Question, do you think there will be a platform in the future that allows creators to monetize their work while posting photos and videos like Vero, True Social? What do you think of that app? So Vero's cool. The problem is once content goes behind a paywall, you're just gonna get less viewers, like, because people don't want to pay. I mean, YouTube's free, right? So like, if YouTube is free and people can consume content, less people are gonna go to the platform. And then like, while yes, creators do talk about that they want to be paid for their art, a lot of people just want recognition. And so if you go live, or not go live, but if you post your content on a platform and you get no recognition from it, you're not gonna keep going back. And I think that was the problem. A lot of people signed up for Vero when it first came out because they were all mad at Instagram and stuff. And like, I even went and signed up, but like the truth is that like, if you don't have an audience already, when you post, nobody sees it, nobody likes it, no one engages with it. And so you're more likely to just go back to the platform where all the people are and the potential of engagement is higher. And if that's behind a paywall, I don't think that'll ever work. Tristan says, how many lights do you have running? Which ones? This is very well lit. Oh, dude. Well, right now, just about every light is on in my office. I can kind of give you a little bit of a tour. So let's do this. So for the way the podcast is set up, I've got two Amaran F22s in the ceiling. These are 22Xs. So they can go daylight if they need to, or tungsten. And then the back office has its own lighting system all set up. But actually, this is a great opportunity to move you guys around the studio. Don't get sick, because I'm going to move the camera a little bit. So it might get a little wobbly, but that's because you guys are on tripods. But I'm going to move this setup around just a hair. And so what you guys normally see behind us is, yeah, there we go. So this is a Amaran 150C that's in a lantern. And then up here, I have a Amaran 60X that's also in a lantern. And then up here, there's another 60X, which is basically creating this little pattern on the wall. And then up here, there's an Amaran 200X. So it's bicolor as well. And, or maybe it's a 200B. I can't remember what they called it. But that's a bicolor 200 from Amaran as well. And that's also in a lantern. And so that's what's sort of illuminating me. And so basically, I'm able to just walk into my office. I have the app on my phone, which, where the hell did I put my phone? My phone's over here. I basically just have this app on my phone, and it allows me to sort of just like control everything that I can see. Ryan said, what are the dimensions of your office? Dude, I don't know, but it's not that big. My office is like the size of like a bedroom, I would say. And like, that's like a walk-in closet, maybe a little bigger than a walk-in closet. I used to have a much bigger space. It was like $1,600 a month. And I want to say it was like 800 to 900 square foot. And I was just spending so much money, and it was so much further away from my house. And then I found this space, which might be, I don't know, maybe 300 square foot. I'm not sure. But it doesn't cost nearly that much. I think I paid like $600 a month for it. It's wild. And it's so much cheaper and so much better. And I'm like literally right next to my house, which is awesome. I love being closer to the house. So I can go home for lunch, or I can, you know, just get there and see the kids or do whatever I need to do. Ram says, what are your thoughts on the DJI Air 3S? Honestly, never shot with it. I tried the DJI Air, I think it was the first one, when it came in like red, and it used Wi-Fi to like help with like positioning, and that was just not very good. It didn't really use GPS. So I moved away from the Air. To me, the Air is kind of weird because it's not the smallest one, but it's also not a Mavic. And so it's like you're making sacrifices on both sides. And it's like, I'd rather just go for image quality and get the Mavic, or I'd rather go with the one that's like now, I think it's like less than, it's so small, you don't even have to like get it, you don't have to register it with the FAA. Those are the ones that I like that one. Logan says, first camera manufacturer to figure out indies and an FX3 body is going to take market share. I think I can agree with that, Logan. I think I can agree with that. I do believe that everybody wants built-in indies. It's crazy too, because like some cameras like the Fuji FX100V has a little leaf internal indie. What's that other camera that has one? The Canon just came out with a camera that has one. The problem though is when you start working with interchangeable lenses. So we'll see how that actually turns out in the long run. Nick says Armando's video is great, worth the watch. Oh, there you go. Nick liked it. The FX2 might be legit shaped like a cube. if the FX2 is legitly shaped like a cube, that could, like, if it looks like a Komodo X, then I think it'll get people's attention. Will it earn their dollars is the real question. But I think it's price. If they can get the FX2 like down to almost like FX30 price, so you get the body style of an FX3 or maybe something a little better, and you also get it for a super affordable price, I think that's when people are going to be excited. Speaking of streaming with new devices today, y'all, I bought the Rode Streamer X, and I'm about to package that sucker up right now and send it back because that thing dead on arrival. Tell me why it didn't work. So mad. I thought this was gonna be my live stream solution for like gaming. Bro, this thing won't even update itself. So trash. So I gotta return it. I'm hoping, I think I'm gonna possibly try to buy it again. So I'm gonna return it to, I bought it from Amazon. I'm gonna return it and then possibly buy it again. Hopefully it the second one will work. Ugh. All right. Let's grab this. I just saw that Marcus was in the chat, so my eyes got distracted. What up, Marcus? Bro, where the steaks? Your boy's hungry. Bro, Marcus, you need to come back out. I literally thought about that. I know I called you a couple days ago, but I was like, man, we haven't just like hung out in like, well, since you came over that day and Justin came out here, we need to just get together. No cameras, no work, just literally just hang out. Let's see. For show, that's what's up. I might get the FX2 just to put it on a drone. I think that'd be a good reason for it. What camera specs would you like to see that hasn't been invented yet? Ooh, that's a good one. I think what I want out of cameras now is probably more software based. Like obviously I wish there was like cameras that had like some sort of like for example, my R3 can take an Ethernet input, which is like crazy. So it's like, man, it'd be really cool if I could connect my R3 to the internet and live stream directly from it. Like I think that'd be cool. I would like to see like, you know, better options when it comes to, you know, I guess just software stuff like integrations with the internet, being able to take your photos and automatically upload them without having to connect to an app on your phone and all that stuff. Like just automatically be sending files and stuff. I feel like that would be really sick. I just realized my camera's super wide and I'm so far away. Wow. Tickle Fist. Who is that? That's Dallas, but from his other account. Dallas, I actually checked out your gaming stream. I didn't get a chance to check it out until after you were already done. Dude, I gotta get on Warfare. We're gonna be playing some, we need to play some Modern Warfare. He said, needs 6 stops of indies in cameras that have just one filter. Oh, he actually wrote it there too. But yeah, I think my favorite built-in ND that I've used has been from the FX6. That auto ND is so fire, so clutch. But yeah, that's probably been the best one I have personally used. But yeah, it's really solid. Y'all, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with this gimbal. I don't really need it. As y'all can see, I got this DJI one right here. I've been thinking about doing a giveaway, but I hate doing giveaways because they never go well. Like I've tried doing giveaways before in the past, and like every time I do them, the winner like doesn't accept their prize, and then I gotta try again, and then people are like, who won? And I'm like, well, this guy won, but they haven't accepted it. And then people are like, well, then draw again, and there's like a whole, issue with that. Giveaways are kind of a pain in the butt. Just being honest. But I do have this gimbal. Shaquille says, I want a Sony Burano for the price of a C400. Bro, if you asking for crazy stuff, why don't you ask for a Sony Burano for the price of a double cheeseburger at McDonald's, bro? Pashraw? I say that right? I don't know. What system do you recommend? Sony or Canon? Lumix not available in my country. Really? I didn't know Lumix was banned in countries. What country are you in? I've never heard that before. If I'm picking between Sony and Canon, that's tough. Probably gonna say Sony only because their mount is open and there's a lot of options when it comes to lenses. Like you've got Tamarind, you've got Sigma, you've obviously got Sony, and there's a few other like smaller Chinese brands that can rock with the Sony mount. But I personally own Canon, so it's tough. Tristan says, I feel like we are adding to your ADD and procrastination. What are you actually supposed to be doing? I'm supposed to be cleaning my office. You're right. I'm not doing it. But I'm trying to learn how to stream and get stuff done at the same time. I've talked to other streamers, and they said the only way you get good at streaming and getting work done at the same time is to stream and try to get work done. And then you figure out how to find that flow. So that's what I'm doing. I'm practicing. I am in the art of practicing how to do this right. I would love a camera that could live stream directly to IG. Yes, man. That's what I want. I want a camera that can auto live stream directly from it. I don't want to have to hook up another device to it. It's so annoying. I do love live streaming, but it can be such a hassle sometimes. Not from y'all's standpoint, just the tech, because it's crazy. It's like, it's not a new industry, but there's just not a lot of like filmmakers and creators in it, so it's kind of newish, I guess. I don't know. All right, let's see. Give the gimbal to Ram. Sounds like he could use it. What did Ram say? Ram, are you like doing real estate? Question: best wireless transmitter for recording phone with best wireless transmission with recording phone option. I don't know. I've got this little device. This is gonna look bad. I've never opened it, but I think this does that. Portable wireless transmission. It's the Axon CineView Nano. I think this is supposed to do that. I don't know. I've never done wireless transmission with a phone. Having a problem with both photographers and models can monitor. Having a platform. I told you I'm dyslexic. Having a platform that both photographers and models can monetize their work can really innovate both industries. It will allow both to collab with each other without the stress of selling photo shoots. Yeah, the only problem is who's gonna pay? Like, I love looking at other creators' work, but if I gotta pay just to look at it, that's kind of tough. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we've got decent platforms. Like Instagram has subscriptions where people can pay to like support you. And then YouTube obviously has memberships. Like, we love our members that support us here on this channel. Me and Jarrell have, members that we celebrate on our show on Friday. Shout out to all of our members in the chat. But yeah, no, I think those are there. I think the biggest thing that's tough for a lot of creators is like, and like I know I personally dealt with this a lot when I was first getting started, was that like I loved the art itself, and so I found value in the art itself, but other people didn't find the value in the art the same way I found the value in the art. And so when you start trying to sell your art to other people, you have to find what they find valuable. And like in the, like, let's take like the painting world when it comes to art, a lot of times what makes something valuable in their minds is the status of the artist themselves. Which is why, you know, a lot of people in the painting and the artistic world in that area, they don't make it until they die, because the value is the status of this person who died and the inability to get more art from them. So it is tough when you start thinking about how you sell your art. You really have to think like, what is the value what is the value to the person who would be buying this? And then you end up actually not selling the art, but you sell the value, and in exchange, the art is what allows you to provide the value. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Peshroff says he's in Iraq. So Lumix is not banned, but nobody has it. How is your control ring on RF lenses? Do you find it's useful for all your work? No, I never use it. I never use a control ring. Never, 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 never. I will say, the one thing that I did find valuable when I shot with the Z-mount red, and I shot with Nikon lenses, they have buttons on the lens to like turn certain features on and off on the camera. So like having a button on the lens to be able to like turn on false color or to turn on like edge focus, that was super helpful. But Canons don't have that. I'm not bitter, you're bitter. Can't that Hollyland Venus do that? When it comes to the camera, yes. You are talking about the Hollyland Venus camera. I haven't used it, but Justin Porter uses it. He says he likes it. My problem is the Hollyland systems are primarily, I believe, set up for vertical. But he might be using it to stream on Twitch. I think he said he tried to use it for Twitch. So I told him to use it on Twitch and then let me know what he thinks. But I've never used Hollyland. Like, I haven't used their products in a really long time. So I'm just not as well versed in them. He says, why is nobody talking about Lumix's S12, that it's 10-bit 420, not 422? I don't know why no one's talking about that. You know, I don't know. When I shoot with it, I'll definitely be able to tell you. And we'll see where it struggles. We will see where it struggles. What up, Ezreal? What I miss? Bro, just been sitting here answering questions. And getting this office finally picked up. Between edits, shoots, and live streams, my office has become a mess this week. I feel like this is me every week, though. My office is a mess, and then literally right before the show on Friday, I will get it like organized and cleaned up so that way it looks good on camera for Friday. We're getting there, though. No Pepper says, do you think the Nucleus M2 is worth the upgrade? The full size Nucleus M2? Ooh, I mean, if you're a first AC and you're using this on set like weekly, then yes, I 100% think it's worth it. But if you're not a first AC and you're just kind of, you know, using it maybe less than 6 times a year, let's say less than 12 times a year, nah. Because there was nothing wrong with your last one. It was working fine. Oh, can y'all hear the music off the projector? I'm just wondering, in case it's like, I mean, this shouldn't be copyright music, but I just want to know for future reference, like, would that be copyrighted? Nick says, what is your go-to loadout for Black Ops 6? Dude, so I run, I don't know the guns enough to actually give you a real honest answer. But I do know that I have a sniper loadout, I have a shotgun loadout, and then one of the AKs. So I'm not a real gamer. I'm a poser. I'm not, you know what I'm gonna start saying? I'm not a gamer. I just play one on YouTube. But no, I do enjoy playing games. I normally have to like change my loadout. Like I've got a few that I have set up. You'll have to come play with us on Friday or on Mondays. We normally play live. But, oh wait, who asked that question? Is somebody who runs with us? Oh, Nick. Nick. Oh, Muzi. Yeah, bro. I mean, I do love to snipe, but if the people that I'm playing with are really good, then I'm not gonna do well. Question from Lolo. Have you ever used the Canon R50 and I would like to purchase that as my first camera? I have used the R50, and it is a really, really solid camera. I had this video that I shot like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It never came out I just didn't like how it ended up. But I shot with every Canon camera that had came out at that point. I was gonna make this like, you know, Mr. Beast style, like I shot with every Canon camera and here's the best one kind of video, and I ended up not liking it. But the R50 was actually really solid. The only thing you gotta worry about with the R50 is battery life. And there's just not a ton of video features. I would honestly challenge you to also, if you're thinking about getting it for photography, then yeah, go with the R50, you'll be happy. But if you're thinking about video, I would also consider the R50V or the RV50, is that what they called it? Something like that. There's a new video camera that they just came out with. And so I would definitely consider testing that sucker out, or at least considering it, because that might be a better solution for video, because it's got like log and a few other things that the R50 didn't come with. No Pepper says, music is good. Okay, cool. What do you think of the small rig Tribex tripod? I have a built-out Z9 that weighs about 10 to 15 pounds. Bro, the Tribex tripod is sick. I got a chance to see it early before everybody else did. And then I got a chance to shoot with it again with Justin Porter. And I got a chance to see his, and his was more production, but it was all right. And then at NAB just a few weeks ago, got a chance to see it again. And that one was even more production ready. And they definitely have fixed it. I will say, you know, I've met Gene, I've hung out with him a few times. And so I was really happy for him when he came out with the tripod. But literally the day they announced the tripod, like over a year ago at NAB, we went to go check it out, and they were like, "Oh, you can't see it; it's broken." Or they were like, "You can't see it," and I was like, "No, I want to see it." And they were like, "Oh, it's not available." And then somebody at Small Rig, they recognized me, they knew who I was, and they were like, "Oh no, we can let him see it," but he was like, "Hey, you just can't show anybody. You can't make any content on it." Because it's broken. And I was like, what? It's already broken? And this was like the day they announced it. Now, granted, Gene was like jumping on it and hanging from it and all that crazy stuff. And so to see it come from a product that literally broke on day one of announcement to like what it is today, it actually gave me a lot of like respect for Small Rig to continue to innovate and to keep making the product better. Because like, let's face it, like just on the power of Gene alone, you could sell tons of those units and just choose to like cash in and just make like a quick dime. But the fact that they just kept pushing to get the product right and engineering and didn't give up, that gave me a lot of respect for Small Rig. So. But yeah, if you're thinking about picking one up for your Z9, I think you could definitely do that. How we feeling about the Lumix release versus the Z8, Z9? I haven't shot with it. The Z8 is a tough camera to beat. Like, the Z8 is just a tough camera to beat. Now, granted, the Z8 is, you know, it is rocking the Z mount, which does make it kind of a non-starter for a lot of people. But I still think just like spec for spec, the Z8 is a hard camera. to go up against. Its only real downsides is the price, the size and weight. That's really it. The Z8 is solid camera. I still don't know if there's a whole lot of cameras out right now that I personally think are just stomping on it. But bro, have y'all ever clean your office and just like find stuff you thought you didn't know you had? Like I just found these two Ultra Studios in here, just cleaning up my office. I don't know if y'all have ever used these before. This is how I like get my cameras into my computer. They've got like little USB-C ports on here. I knew I had one extra one laying around here somewhere, but turns out I got two of them. So that's pretty sick. I'm gonna throw that in my wireless transmission bag. These are my cord bags. This is the one I use to keep all my stuff for transmitting, and so this can also just go in there. What quick release system do you recommend? What monitor models do you recommend? Quick release system, for creator stuff, I like Arca Swiss. And then for professional stuff, I'm either using Manfrotto or I'm using RE Dovetails. Speaking of RE Dovetails, there's actually one right here. What is this for? Is this an L mount? What is this? Oh no, this is that's an adapter. But yeah, so I have like a system like this. So this is from Condor Blue. So first off, I have a Manfrotto plate on the bottom of this. You slide this onto your actual tripod, and then this is an RE Dovetail. And then basically you get a base plate that works with RE Dovetail. And what's nice is you just slide it on here. And then when you put your camera on here, it's so annoying to when you try to get it balanced. So what you can do is you put this on here and then you can literally slide. So if you have like a camera with like a ton of V-mounts on the back, you can slide your camera forward, have the V-mount stacked on the back, and that will balance it. So that way if you leave your tripod loosened, it won't like fall backwards or forward. RE Dovetails are sort of the industry standard when it comes to that kind of stuff. But yeah, this is a pretty sick system. This one here is specifically from Condor Blue. Not sponsored by them in any way, but this is just what I kind of use. And then even, I just saw it a second ago, and I don't know, maybe I put it up already. But I have my, my system that I use for my red. Oh, here it is. And so, like for example, so here's my system that I use for my red. This one's from Bright Tangerine, and it's also an RE Dovetail. So like, this is like my smaller package, right? I can take this off, hit that button, slide that off. And then if I wanna then go out and shoot with the red on this system, same RE Dovetail. Oh, it's tightened. Let me loosen it. And it goes on. So you can see same exact thing. RE Dovetails are just sort of the standard. They work with all of them. And you can buy RE Dovetails from a lot of different companies, and they come in tons of different lengths as well. So if you have bigger camera packages and you need more room to slide it back and forth to get it balanced on your tripod, you can do that. Great question. That might be the first time I've ever answered that question, like ever. That's a solid one. That's what we should do. Y'all try to throw in a question you don't think I've ever answered before. That could be a lot of fun. That would be actually a whole lot of fun. Because I get the same questions all the time. Lolo says, have you ever used Discord before? Do you think it's a great place to start a camera club? Mostly a gamers utilize that platform. Yeah, that's my issue. Is I just don't think enough people go there. You know, it's one of the reasons why I live stream on YouTube versus, I mean, I technically, when we do our gaming streams, I will live stream on Twitch. But outside of that, I don't really live stream on Twitch. I live stream on YouTube because Twitch is such a gamer run culture. And like a lot of like filmmakers aren't there, you know? So same thing with Discord. Ryan says, how are you feeling about the Mantis lenses? They're cool. I mean, I got a chance to see him at NAB. I've got a set of Remuses. I'm happy with them. I don't shoot anamorphic every single day like Cam Mackey. So like micro improvements to workflow for anamorphic for me isn't gonna really move the needle. I will say that's one of the reasons why I am so interested in OpenGate, which is why I asked to check out the S12, because I do think that trying OpenGate would be more of a massive increase in workflow, but we'll have to wait and see. Kaz says, my group started a Discord for comms, and it works amazing. Lots of communications and abilities to share media links, etc. That's pretty cool. If you, like I've said this in a stream before, if y'all want to start a Discord, let me know. We can start one, especially if one of y'all want to moderate it. I literally can't have another platform to moderate. Like, I'm just not going to be able to do it. Ryan says, what type of bag is that for the transmission? Oh, it's a cord bag. It's spelled CRD bag. They actually come in a few different sizes. Let me see. I think I have some more of them around here. Yeah, there's another one right here. So yeah, so these are the cord bags. They come in tons of different sizes. Like, check that out. This one's pretty legit. Let me see if I can get that to focus. Focus, my boy. Come on, Canon, do your freaking job. There it is. So yeah, it's a cord bag. Really, really sick. Great build quality. They've got like these little, I don't remember what these loops are called. They also got a little spot inside here that you can use to like put an air tag in. And then they've got like a micro pocket inside as well. And you can buy them in tons of different sizes and whatnot. I will tell you, they're not cheap for what they are. They're not expensive, but they're not cheap for what they are. But this, like, I don't know. Sometimes I'd be cheap with certain things. So I'm like, dang, this is kind of pricey for a bag. But this bag has, I mean, all of them, they've been beat to hell. And they work. They do get a little cloudy, though. That is one thing I've noticed. Like, if I put something inside of here, I'm going to drop in the Nosmo Pocket. You can see, like, it does get a little cloudy. Like on the inside, but it's still clear enough for you to be able to see what's in there, so it gets the job done. Y'all, I'm almost done cleaning off this countertop. Look at us go. We are being proactive today. We getting stuff done. V-mount batteries. These need to be thrown on charger. Okay, let's see. Did y'all come up with any questions I haven't answered yet? Sean says, if you were the embodiment of an AF system, which would you be? What the hell? If you were an embodiment of an AF system, what would you be? I did ask for questions I've never answered before. That is a wild question. If you're just tuning in, you guys are supposed to be asking me questions I've never been asked before. If I was the embodiment of an autofocus system, what would I be? I am going to say I would be... I would be like Lumosys' new urban sports autofocus. That's what I would be. Lumix urban autofocus system. Urban sports autofocus system. Mr. Camera Junkie says, how tall are you really? You're just gonna have to wait and meet me in person, boy. Why y'all trying to get me to put my freaking height out on the internet? The government don't even got my real height. Marcus Robinson says, if you could shoot your first feature, what genre would it be, and will it have sub-messages in it, or just a tough storyline? Ooh. Okay, first feature, probably gonna do action. Like, I guess you're telling me I have as much money as I want, and I can just do whatever the hell I want with it. So, at least that's the way I'm reading the question. So, probably gonna go action, and it would be an action mystery. I'll tell you, my favorite movies are like my favorite types of movies when I watch them are not like my favorite movies. Let me take that back. The movies that I remember like having like a moment in are movies like The Prestige and what's the other one? I can't remember, but basically where like they planted seeds to show you the thing the entire way through, and then at the end they sort of like show you how all those seeds added up, and then they were like, surprise, the answer was in front of you all along, you didn't know it. That's what I would want to do. Grant says, question, I bet you never had. Why don't you use a Leica SL3S for your professional work? Because it's too damn high. That's why. Ezreal says, film industry question. What are all the different orientations of an Apple box called? Bro, I don't know. I do not know. I did not go to film school. I learned what I need to learn on set, and if anything else pops up, then I've asked the question on set, but that has never showed up while I've on set. I don't shoot for like Marvel or anything like that, so I'm not on a union set. Logan says, is it easier or harder to get a camera with SDI only into a Mac? I've only used HDMI cameras, so I'm unfamiliar with the proper SDI protocol. Dude, it's super easy. Actually, I just showed y'all. Dude, just buy one of these. So first off, get a SDI 3G cable. Don't buy 12G. If you buy 12G, then you gotta deal with SDI protocol. If you just do 3G cables and your camera supports 3G, then you're totally fine. And then you just buy one of these. I bought this on Amazon. I'm trying to block my face so it'll work. This is the Ultra Recorder. And literally you just plug the SDI in here, and then you plug your USB-C cable, Thunderbolt, in there and into your computer, and then that's all you gotta do. It's really easy. We used to live stream. I never told people this, but when we did season 1 of Uncensored, we actually used to use Reds for that. I used my Raptor and my KX, and then Jarrell, when he upgraded to the KX, y'all probably noticed that like when Jarrell bought his KX is when we introduced the wide shot. The only problem I ran into was I didn't like running up those hours on my Reds, but I was like you, Logan, I prefer SDI when I'm live streaming. I've switched to HDMI and using different cameras now, but yes, great question. I lost it. Marcus is a big proponent of the cord bags. All right. Do you still see DPs using sub 4K sensors like the Alexa Mini or the Amira for larger sets, or are people just renting larger sensors now? So No Garden, I think the problem when it comes to like DPs for today is like back in the day, people used to DP for the screen. But more projects are actually being greenlit for streaming than they're being greenlit for the screen. And so because of that, when it comes to streaming, you do have certain protocols. Like images are gonna look better if they're in 4K, they're gonna stream better, and blah, blah, blah. Like Netflix has their own pipeline, and 4K is a big part of that. And a lot of times what people don't know is that like in the Netflix world, the reason why they want a pipeline is because they want movies on Netflix to look like other movies on Netflix. So when you watch one movie, and then if the next movie you watch looks like the last movie you watched, and you watch that one all the way through to the end, studies have shown that you're less likely to stop watching the second movie too. But if the second movie looks drastically different and that catches your attention, you're more likely to then analyze other elements of the movie and then ultimately decide that you don't like the movie and then click off, which is not what they want. So in order to keep you on the platform, they like to make sure their stuff all looks the same, which sucks for creativity, but you know, for Netflix, it's a job, you know, it's a business. Still using Z lenses? Yes, I do. They are great. Do you use a light meter? Not typically. I use false color on my camera. Lolo, do you think Samsung will ever make cameras again? They have the money and the influence to really do some great stuff, like eSIM tech, wireless data transfer for cameras and computers. I do think that the future of cameras will be most shaken up. I think there's two places that you could really shake up the camera industry. One, DJI releases their camera. I think that would be a huge shakeup. Obviously, we already have the Ronin 4D, and we obviously have the drones and the Osmo system. But if DJI made a video-focused camera, like the same way they have the Hasselblad system for photography, if they made a, not nearly as expensive, hopefully, but if they made a video-focused camera, y'all, that would be wild. Kaz says sports videography is taking off in amateur sporting environments like AAU basketball. I've been shooting on the Sony a lot there, but I'm interested in trying other rigs like the Pixis. Is that overkill? S1 II. So in sports, I will tell you, autofocus is king. So I don't know if you will really enjoy your experience shooting on the Pixis. I think you'll enjoy the images, but you won't get as many because, you know, the like autofocus helps you to make sure you're nailing those shots. And so it's really important in sports to nail focus. And a lot of moments happen sporadically and you don't really have a say of when they happen. So I think that'd be the only area you would struggle in. Question, Brandon, do you recommend the Canon FD28 2.8 lens for travel indoor filmmaking? I have a Sony ZV-E10. So I do love the Canon FD lenses. Which one do I have? I have adapted this one. So this is my Canon AE1, and I have a FD 50mm on here. It's like a little film camera. It's a lot of fun. Just something, I don't play with it as much as I probably should. But take a picture of y'all. Bow. Actually, oh shoot, there is film in here. Y'all look great. Not in focus or anything. Jarrell has gotten really addicted to Canon FD lenses, and he has been just like nonstop wanting Canon FD lenses. He's been like collecting them a lot lately. I had no clue about the 3G, 12G, so thank you. Oh, no problem, Logan. Yeah, definitely go 3G. That's like the same thing I do with my Komodo. Like everyone like is always like, oh, you got to be careful with your Komodo SD protocol, and if you get a red, like it's gonna burn out your SD, blah 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 blah. Like that's not true. Like the only time you got to worry about protocol is if you're using a 12G cable, and the truth is that for most monitors, you don't need a 12G cable. The only reason why you need 12G is if you're trying to output 4K out of your camera into like a system. The only time this really matters is if you're doing live broadcast in 4K. But like, dude, like if you're just doing stuff for like production, we'll ask for that. Like I've never used my Red for like live, actually, have I ever used my Red for live production? No, I've never used my Red for live productions. But those are the only ones that really want 12G. Outside of that, you should be fine. Sean says, Sean Robbins. Oh, is this Sean? What up, Sean? Sean says, what is the one most important thing you would share to people from your experience waiting to move from casual filmmaking to making it a business for themselves? Solid question. The number one piece of advice, if you're trying to go from doing video, well, what answer do y'all want? Do y'all want the real answer? Do y'all want the I'm gonna give you all the frou-frou answer, and then I'll give you all the real answer. The frou-frou answer is you will be happier. Like, your life is gonna be better when you pursue your dreams on a regular basis. I'm not saying it's always gonna be easy, but like, you are happier. You get a chance to pursue what you love on a daily basis. And when you get a chance to work in that fulfillment, like, there's no greater joy outside of, like, you know, family and kids and stuff. But like, there's no greater joy, like, professionally than when you are, you know, moving in your passions. Now, the real answer is if you're trying to do filmmaking, you just gotta understand that, like, just because you love it doesn't mean everybody else loves it. And so you gotta figure out what value you provide and sell that. And when you can make that discernment and sort of that disconnection, you can still love your part and know that you're selling that to somebody else, but they don't necessarily love it the same way you love it, but that doesn't change the way that you love it. And so you can still provide that service to somebody, and they get what they need, you get what you need, and, you know, you make some money and you're happy with it. So that's sort of my approach to it. But I will say, just doing video casually, super expensive. So even if I didn't like want to pursue this as a hobby, or if I didn't want to pursue this as a career and I just did it kind of as a hobby, I would probably try to at least make enough money to offset the cost. So I'd be making at least a little something, break even on taxes. But yeah, I ain't trying to spend all this money on all this gear, bro. This gear got to make me money, or at least got to pay for itself, because this ish is expensive. Kaz says, what is your camera setup there for the live stream? I see you have the angle for you and Jay. What is all this connected to and ran by? Ooh, okay, I've never really done this publicly and wasn't really going to, but I guess since y'all can kind of already see it. So this is what we look at when we stream. So my chair's right there, Jarrell's chair is right here. And so when we stream, first, 3 cameras, Pocket, no, Blackmagic, Cinema camera, 6K, Cinema camera 6K. They both have 50mm lenses on them. This one is the Zine, that's the Canon. It's just what I have. And then our wide camera is actually a Pocket 4K with the Laowa 12mm, zero distortion on it. Yes, it's a micro four thirds sensor. Get your jokes out. But I have a Metabone speed booster on it, and it's an EF mount. And so these are the 3 cameras. They all run via HDMI. They're all powered. I've got like this little adapter on here that makes it kind of more flush, but they're HDMI, and they run into this this box that converts it from HDMI to SDI. That then runs into the back office in there, because you can run SDI longer than you can run HDMI. HDMI, if you run it more than 10 feet, it's not gonna work anymore. And so that's just gives me enough room. So they're converted from HDMI to SDI behind this little deal. Those SDI cables run into the back office, and then that little box I showed y'all earlier that lets me go SDI into my computer, that's exactly what I'm doing. So I'm going SDI into the computer, and that's how I pull the different camera feeds into my room. And then when I'm sitting here at at my table, I use this little guy. Y'all probably have seen me kicking on this on the floor. It's got 3 little buttons on it. So it's a Stream Deck pedal. And, no, not Stream Deck pedal. No, yeah, it is a Stream Deck pedal. Yeah, so it's a Stream Deck pedal. And I set, you know, center camera, my camera, Jarrell's camera, and that's how I switch cameras live. And it's super easy, barely an inconvenience. Dude, I missed something. I missed some questions. How do you like the Rode Pros? Dude, I love these things. These are clutch. I have 2 sets. So one set is packed away in my red Pelican, which I just showed you all. And then this is my second set right here that I'm actually gonna store away inside this green Pelican case, or Nunut case. I think what I'm gonna do is convert this green Nunut case I was telling y'all that I currently don't use. I think I'm gonna convert this into my audio kit. So I'll have like a R3 case, and then I'll have this case, which is just audio stuff. Speaking of audio stuff, Comica just sent me their little microphones. I haven't like actually fully tested them yet. I took them out on one job. Sounded fine, but like it needed a ton of EQ. So I need to like go in and really mess around with them. See if I can't get them dialed in exactly the way I want to. It's the Lexar 1 terabyte professional CF Express Type B. That is on flash sale right now, worth getting. Actually, I'll show you exactly. So I do use Lexar deals. Let me see. I don't know which one's on a flash sale, but this one, see if I can hold that up for camera. So this one here, this is a Lexar 2 terabyte CF Express Type B. It is the 1900 megabytes per second. It's the Lexar Professionals Gold. I've got 2 of these. Fantastic. I use these in my Red. I use them in my Canon R3. I've used them in the Pixis. No issues with them whatsoever. So those are really solid. In 2025, would you rather use a T2i or your cell phone? If I need to zoom, T2i. Everything else, use my phone. Is this on the Lumix? No, this is not on the Lumix sector. I have not gotten my Lumix yet, but Sean has told me it's on its way. Dom, the DP, shoots footballs on a Alexa 35 and a Fujinon. These guys hang a tennis ball on a string, swing it back and forth, and try to manually focus. That's training and seeing their work. Bro, yeah. I mean, if you can pull focus on sports, go for it. Learn it. But, like, if it's a paying job and you miss the shot, you can't tell them, well, you know, I'm still in training. They're going to be mad at you. Sean, any Prime 1.4 is coming. Bro, you can't ask Sean if any new products are coming. He's not going to tell us on the stream. Unless he will. Sean, call me if you got any new products you want to leak right now. Do it. Bet you won't do it, Sean. Bet you won't do it. And do you think it's a good idea to go with the Helios 422 58 f2 lens over the PETS lens for casual YouTube filmmaking? I'm just starting off. Actually, I have one. I don't have like a good one, like a rehoused one. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Check this out. I bought this on Amazon I bought this on eBay for like $100. This is a Helios 422. Check that out. Helios 422. Dude, lighting's, it's kind of contrasty coming out of this thing. It's got like just like a little manual focus ring on here, a little rubber one. I got it outfitted for EF, and I don't know if y'all will be able to see this if I open up the aperture. There's like, it's been sort of like fitted for, to kind of give you some anamorphic bokeh, and there's like a string in there to help give you flares. I bought this on eBay for like freaking pennies. I want to say it was like less than $100. They might be more now that it was popular. Now it's popular. I bought this like before the Batman came out, so before everybody wanted this freaking lens. But yo, it's like a fun little filmmaking lens you can just take out and get some cool shots with. Yeah, I think it's pretty solid. I'm not mad at it. I feel like it was a good purchase. All right, let's see. Laowa plus Pocket 4K equals Diddy Cam. Austin, you're a fool. Lolo says, question, off topic, but what do you think about censorship? I've noticed that YouTube censors stuff like cursing. I'm not going to say that word. And politics. What do you think of that? Well, here's the thing. My brain goes in two places. I do believe that people should be able to talk about whatever they want, when they want, whatever, right? Freedom of speech. Love that. However, YouTube is a business and is a platform built for business. So there are sponsors on here, and YouTube as a platform has to protect the platform because, you know, if one creator wants to go crazy and say, you know, off the walls things, and sponsors choose to pull out because of that creator, creators like myself who try to create, you know, for the most part, family-friendly content that my own kids could watch, well, I could be negatively impacted. We saw that happen when Adpocalypse or whatever it was not too long ago, or a few years ago, and then it happened again not too long ago. So I do appreciate freedom of speech, but people have to understand that just because you want to be able to say whatever you want to say doesn't mean that people have to pay for it. And sponsors currently pay YouTube, which is how YouTube makes their money, and that's what allows them to keep the platform free and usable to all creators. So I understand the benefit of, you know, freedom of speech, but I also understand that, like, that can limit sponsor content, and that could also affect people who don't necessarily even want to involve themselves in that, because sponsors don't pay for individual channels. They kind of just buy a bunch of sponsorships, and then YouTube drops those on different videos. So I see both sides of that coin. Grant says, trying to start my production company, in quotations. Why'd you put it in quotations? It's a production company. Own that. He says, shooting commercial stuff or narrative kind of things, whatever I can get. What gear is actually worth investing in early on for clients? Investing in early on that clients are looking for. Bro, clients don't care what gear y'all use. Let me tell y'all, 100%. Look right here. Look at me. Look at me. Clients don't care what gear you have. All they care about is the video going to do what they want the video to do? Just keeping it a buck with you. Clients don't care. They don't care. Show up with a Red, show up with a Canon. 99% of the time, they don't care. If you tell them it's a Red, and if they know what a Red is, then they might be like, oh, that's so cool. But then in the back of their mind, they're like, why am I paying so much for this camera? It must be amazing. But if the video don't perform, they're going to be like, that was a waste of money. Sorry. Rant over. Realistically, what gear should you get? I would say definitely get a camera that you feel very comfortable with, that you're happy with, lenses. Lighting, huge. If people are talking on camera, definitely invest in good audio. Good audio will save your tail. Yes, AI is great today, and AI can do a lot of stuff to help you out, but bro, let me tell you, do not sleep on good audio. Get a good shotgun mic, get a good lavalier system. Your clients and your future self will thank you, especially when you get to the edit and you realize that the audio sounds like trash and you're like, dang, what do I do? How do I explain this to the client? There is nothing you can explain to a client when you have bad audio. I'm not saying I'm speaking from experience, but I'm definitely speaking from experience. Let's see, there was another good question I thought I saw in here. By the way, if you're just hopping in, we are trying our best to ask questions that you think I've never answered before. But you can also ask me whatever you want. Lex Tex Rex said, did you just quote Ryan George? If you know, you know. Ezra says, damn, I would have never guessed that the A camera is a pocket 4. You've pulled a great image out of that camera, bro. Thank you, man. I'm telling y'all, man, all cameras are good, y'all. Like, it's wild. What, you actually guys want to hear something funny? It's one of the reasons why I never told people what cameras we were using. We asked y'all in our first live stream when we introduced these cameras, what lenses y'all thought we were using. And everybody kept saying, Blazars, this anamorphic lens, that anamorphic lens. I'm talking like we had over 100, almost 200 people watching that stream. And we asked y'all what lenses y'all thought we were using. And everybody thought they were anamorphic lenses. All I did was put black bars on it to just to see if y'all would be able to tell the difference. This is an audience full of filmmakers. Nobody knew. I think even Cam Mackey was like, they're the Remuses. And I think he only said that because he knew I already owned the Remuses. But I'm just telling y'all, people don't know. Clients don't know. Filmmakers don't know. Just use what you got. Everything's dope now. Thoughts on the ZV-E10 Mark II for short film use? It's fine. It's fine. ZV-E10 is fine. I mean, I'm sure you're very excited about it. I think it's an okay camera. I never really shot on it. I've seen people use it. I've never used it myself. I used the ZV-E1. Loved it. Only problem I have with the Z system, the ZV-E system for Sony, is that they overheat under long extended use. So you're just gonna need to be cautious of that. And I hate cameras that overheat. Like, if a camera shuts down and won't turn back on, even if I have memory, I have batteries, I've rigged it out, I put thousands of dollars in grip around it, and the camera won't turn on, that ruins my day. That deflates me as a creator. Mike says, yeah, I know, just gave a shot. You never know. You may be drunk. Whatever. You should use the Rode Pro Lavs. I have them. Do I sound bad? Does the audio sound bad on the chain? I'm literally just being lazy and not setting it up. Syntec also maybe adapt, but plastic. Question, thoughts on the Mavs getting first pick after Luka trade? Bro. First off, the Luka trade feels like it was borderline illegal. Like, you know, like when companies do trades and they have to get like permission from the government or something. I'm not really sure how it works, but like to make sure that they don't become like a monopoly. So I definitely thought that trade was wild. But then the Mavs getting the #1 pick, they need a win. Bro, Dallas needs a win. So maybe it looks like it's paying off now, but bro, the way Dallas needed it. Jim says, Brandon is legit trying to join Sean's Lumix shill team 6. First off, I ain't no shill. So let's get that straight. I told Sean live on my show and to his face, if I'm interested in a camera, I'll reach out and ask about it. This just happens to be a camera I'm interested about. So keep that mess to yourself. Oh, bro, the way I really don't care. Ezra says, I want the Iron Glass Mark II Helios lens. Bro, me too. I'm just not putting money down and waiting a year and a half for lenses to come in. I got to read this question before I actually talk about it. Adding to the censorship, there's also a relationship with children. Yeah, Kaz was talking about censorship. So he was talking about, like, you know, kids consuming content without parental advisory. And I will say, I am one of those people that believes that, like, you should be raising your kids, not other people. So, like, for people who are like, you know, oh, I don't want you to blah, blah, blah because of kids. It's like, well, parents have a certain responsibility, in my opinion. Like, I do. Now, granted, there are times where you hand that responsibility over to other people, like teachers in school. And so, yeah, you should have a say. But if you want to have a say, go to parent-teacher conferences, go to PTA meetings, go to the school board, all those kind of things. Vote, right? But when it comes to me creating content for the internet, I want to create content that hopefully one day my kids are interested in. I mean, my kids are now really getting into video production, and they're starting to want to pick up cameras and shoot and stuff like that. And so for that reason, I really want to make sure that my content stays pretty, I don't know, pretty family friendly. Sorry, I lost it. Correction, YouTube started as a platform for fun, cool, interesting videos. It only turned into a business when the apocalypse hit us, and we got adverts from NordVPN, Raid Shadow Legends, and Manscaped. Yeah, that's true, Jim. Helios lenses are only $70 here. There you go. Pick that up. That'd be a good one. 75mm T1.5 TT Artisan lens. What are some good lav mics for starting out with I need a set? Oh, I need a set. Dude, I'd say start with Rode. Honestly, they've got a lot of different versions that you can pick up. I would say just start with Rode. Rode, like wireless mics, is one of those things where if you invest in a good set, they'll last you for a really long time. One of the first wireless mics I ever bought was actually the Rode Filmmaker kit. They don't make it anymore because they've gotten much smaller and everything. But I invested in that system. So good. Now, granted, technology's gotten so much better now. But yeah, I would definitely say invest in anything that you can afford from the Rode system. Grant says, I literally just lost a job because the company wanted to shoot on an FX3. I can't make this up because it looks more cinematic than my Z9. I would really love to look at your website and see do they judge, are they judging the camera or are they judging you? Because if they're just hiring a camera, then they're hiring a camera. So that's, that's totally their call. Like, I mean, I have a Red. I've had people reach out and say they want to shoot a project on an FX6, and I'm like, well, I own Reds, but we can shoot on an FX6 if you want to. And then when they say, no, we prefer to shoot on an FX6 because we want it to match another look or another project that we're working on, then I just go rent it. Key to shooting low light on the Red. You ready? Don't shoot low light. The trick with Reds is like, I will say, the Raptor X, which is what I have, monster, low light, not a whole lot of noise. I still say light your Red as much as you can, give the sensor exactly what it needs, and then in post, you can drop your ISO because you're shooting Red RAW, and then you can also crush your shadows and bring the exposure down. But if you can help it, don't shoot low light. What a lot of people don't know is like in Hollywood, even like horror movies, they still light them. It looks dark, but they still light those movies. So that way the sensor gets everything and the image gets everything it needs. And then in post, when you go to color grade it, that's when you actually make it look like it was pretty low lit. How do you describe the difference between cinematography and videography? Videography is the art of crafting videos. Cinematography is the art of crafting images. I think that's my answer. Yeah, I think that's my images. So videography is the art of crafting a video itself. And then cinematography is the art of crafting the images that are captured in sequence. Because I just thought about it. Because then the difference between that and photography is the art of crafting a single still image. Just made that up off the top of my head. Great question, Austin. Do you think Helios will work with the Sony ZV-E10? Yeah, I mean, you're going to need an adapter. You're going to need an E to EF adapter, most likely, because most of them are EF mounted. But yeah, that should work, no problem. Obviously, that's a full frame lens, and you're going to be putting it on a crop sensor body, but, still should work. It's instead of it being 58 millimeter, I think it's a 58. Ooh. Y'all just almost saw me trip live on the internet. I think it's a 58 millimeter. I think it's a 58 millimeter. Yeah. So instead of it being a 58, you're probably gonna be shooting at like 95 with the crop or something like that. Lolo says, how should photographers and videographers brand themselves on social media? I see most of them putting their names as their handle and freelancing as opposed to starting an agency and getting client work. It's personal preference. I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do it. I do believe, though, that everything you put on the internet, like what you put out there is what you'll be hired for. So if you're hired as an individual, you'll get hired as an individual. And if you're hired as an individual, people expect to pay individual rates. If you're an agency, you typically can charge more, but then people also expect more. So if you're able to offer what those people need, then set yourself up as an agency. But the truth is that, like, I know a lot of us want to go to YouTube and find the one answer that's going to basically solve all of our problems. The truth is that one answer does not exist. You have to do what's best for you. I can tell y'all, I have run my business both ways. I built it up really big at one point where I had multiple full-time employees and, I wasn't really doing a lot of YouTube at the time. We were doing, freaking 6-figure deals. It was awesome. money-wise, but I was not happy. I was not happy at all because I was like burnt out shooting these videos. And a lot of times what people don't tell you is that like the big money jobs are not very creatively fulfilling. And so I was shooting just like a bunch of like interviews, and I mean, I was having fun with the B-roll as much as I can, but man, it was getting so repetitive and so boring. And then I couldn't create for myself, and those projects last way longer. Like at least what my experience was like those projects were like never ending. So ultimately I ended up just like saying I didn't want to do that anymore. And so I started making some adjustments and tweaks in my business. And for me, now I'm in a place where I just want to find fulfillment in what I do on a regular basis, and I want to enjoy what I do on a regular basis. And so whatever that means, that's what I focus on. Number one focus, make sure the family's good. Family's eating, kids are in their activities, wife is happy. And then once those things are taken care of, when it comes to my creative endeavors, do what makes me happy as much as I possibly can. And when it stops making me happy, change. I don't know if that helped. Kevin says, no questions, just listening in on the conversation and saying hello. What's up, Kevin? Gamer. Sorry, if they don't have, like, I'm just looking for the ones that look like they're questions. If I miss somebody's, if you want to make sure that I get your question, please put a Q and a colon. That helps it stand out a lot more. Gamer Lancer says, what is the current situation regarding tariffs with China? In Mexico, some productions no longer show availability for shipping to Mexico. Oh, some products, sorry. For shipping in Mexico, even from big brands like Small Rig, GVMs, Zhuin, and others. So it's getting better, but nothing is for sure. Right now, as far as I am aware, the last time I did some research on it, we are currently in a situation of they've said that, oh, I didn't double check my battery. Dang, this thing still has battery. This thing is dope. I did not realize, I forgot I need to check battery, and it's still cooking. Look at that thing go. But yeah, basically what I found is that last time I checked, we were on like a 90-day. They've dropped the percentage on tariffs, but they're not perfect yet. So, you know, hopefully it gets like settled out. But I also just heard that Jarrell just told me that Walmart is going to be raising their prices because of tariffs. So it's not perfect yet. We're not 100% out of the water, but you know, I'm optimistic now that things are going to get better. But yeah, unfortunately it sucks. But some products did make it into the country though, so that's good. Some products that originally couldn't get in, like that light I have over there, we're gonna open that up on Friday. But that originally I was told that it wasn't gonna be able to get into the country, and then they were able to get it into the country. So, you know, that's a step in the right direction. Question, do you do video, or how do videographers start an agency fresh out of the gate? I thought it would be best to freelance for a little while, save up money, and then start a business. How does it all work? Dude, that's a loaded question. Obviously, set up your LLC, get all your business stuff set up first. Get your EIN. Don't just operate as a DBA if you're going to be an agency. You want to go ahead and start building business credit, especially if you're going to try to, you know, buy some expensive gear in the future. So I'd go ahead and get yourself set up and get established the right way. You can do it online for free. It's not that hard. I set up all my stuff myself, and I am a glorified YouTube idiot. So, but no, it's really not that hard. You can definitely do it. From there, the biggest difference is just how you position yourself in the market. You know, make sure your website represents that you're an agency. Make sure your social media represents that you're an agency. And then, you know, the other thing that you want to kind of keep in mind is like what you put out there is what you're going to get hired for. So if you don't have bigger projects to show that you're capable of doing bigger projects, then you got to go create them yourself. So then go do some spec work, go show people what you're capable of making. Because one of the best things about doing video production is that, like, there is no gatekeeper. You don't have to have a degree. You don't have to have anything really. The only thing you need to have is like proof of concept. And so what I love about video production is that all you have to do is just get that proof of concept, go shoot it yourself or shoot it, get somebody to pay you to shoot it. But once you have the proof of concept, now you've got something to sell to the market. And nobody cares about anything else other than can you do what you say you're going to do? Kaz says, within the YouTube/gear camera world, I've noticed most people use their real names. My username now is KazZTech Reviews, but I'm moving to this space, so Christopher Corsi Long, O Sound, thoughts? So in social media, people connect with people. And so the reason why you're seeing a lot of like people use their real names is because it makes it easier to actually connect with a person. It's not as easy to connect with a brand. Something that we currently deal with, even with this channel, like because it's Brandon and Jarrell, but we have the name Create a Fam Live. At first it was the name of the podcast, which made sense because this channel was just the podcast for a year. And then we changed it because now I do other live streams and Jarrell will do other live streams with me. But that is something that we actively think about as well with this channel. It's like, how do we name it appropriately? And to call it Brandon and Jarrell doesn't feel right because while yes, we both use it, normally he's not logged in it. And then like when I show up in other people's, like the other day Cam was live and I went to chat, but I was logged into this channel. And I think I did say something and then somebody was like, is this Brandon or is this Jarrell? So it was weird. So I like logged out, logged back in underneath my main channel, and I was logged in as myself. So most people will use their real name if it's just them for social media because, like I said, it's just easier to connect with a person when you know their name and they're not just like a brand. What is the best way to go about finding new clients and business to work with after moving into a new city? Ooh, thought about this because at one point I did think about moving. I don't think we're going to go anywhere now. We're pretty established where we are. But if I were to move into a new city, how would I approach it? Well, before I moved into the new city, I would start trying to connect with as many other creators as I possibly could. Just trying to learn the city, learn who's there. If I'm trying to grow my business in a new city, probably the thing I'm going to do is reach out to some different agencies and let them know that I'm new and that I'm moving into the city so that they know that my offering that before didn't exist now does exist to them so that they know I am an option to work with. And then I would probably look at that city and see what industries naturally are successful. Because what I have learned is that when it comes to running a video production business, the more money the company makes on account of the video, or the more money potentially a company can make because of the video, the marketing, the whatever it is that you create for them, the more they're willing to pay you because you become kind of a percentage of that. So like this is one of the reasons why like when people shoot music videos, they're always like, man, I feel like I'm like fighting to get an artist to pay me $2,000. It's like, well, if that artist ain't selling no records, a $10,000 music video ain't gonna change that. If their music sucks, it ain't gonna change that. So, and like I understand, like you're like, oh, but if you have a really good video, it could go viral. And it's like, yeah, that's a huge if. So if you have like an artist or a business that's already moving units and you have a way to help them move the needle more in a proven direction, you're way more likely to be successful. Oh, gamer, that comment is in Spanish and I do not read Spanish. Alberto says, question, experience working with a creative agency outside of having yours? Yeah, I work with creative agencies all the time. Oh, it's telling me battery is getting low. It told me the battery's on 15%, but I'm looking at it and it's still at freaking 20%. Let me get a, let me see if I can get a charger for that thing. Give me 1 second, guys. When it comes to working with creative agencies outside of my own, because like I do have a creative agency, but we only shoot video. That's it. So most of the time, the creative agencies that I work with, they don't do video. So we're coming together to, you know, to offer services for each other that the other one doesn't already offer. So they don't do video. I do video. They do marketing strategy and like branding. I don't do those things. And so that's normally the reason why we're working together. Gee whiz, I need a longer cable. Boys and girls, give me 1 second. I need to find, I've got some USB-C extensions around here somewhere. Oh, here's one. See if I can get this to power this sucker up. But yeah, that's normally the way that I've worked with other agencies, is they work with me. And then as far as like working with other video production companies, the way I've worked with them is they just need more hands on set, or vice versa. I need more hands on set. So we'll partner together to just bring out more crew. Where is the USB-C on this thing to charge it? Let me see if I can find it. Sorry, chat. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try to see if I can get this thing charged. Man, Cam Mack, you can see what I'm doing right now. He would roast me. I ain't going to even tell y'all. Ugh. All right, let's see. Ooh. Gotta charge it. Hey, we got power. We got power. Yerp. We got power. Yerp. All right, let's see. Mike, that would not work, my boy. That would not work. That's worse than uncensored. Dallas says, B, would you ever move to another state to break into a different market or genre of commercial work? It would be so much work. For me, I'm not like really afraid to move into a new city for the new work or new genre or whatever. Because I know I would figure it out. Plus, I mean, selfishly, like, or not selfishly, but like in a real way. Like I also have YouTube, which is like super flexible. I could do this from anywhere. So it's more like my family. Like my wife has a job that she loves. She don't want to go anywhere. My kids are in school. My oldest one plays baseball with the team that he's been with for like 5 years almost now. So it's just like, it'd be really hard to uproot us to a new area. So it wouldn't be for me. For me, I wouldn't care. In fact, when my kids are older and, you know, off in college and all these things, which is like crazy to think about, but like it's actually running up on us much sooner than I would like to admit. I probably will travel and move around a lot more. Well, my wife and I, at least. Lolo says, I've seen some photographers being managed by a studio and they provide them with the studio. Do you think it's a good idea to manage photographers like musicians and offer them a loan and a studio? I mean, you could. I mean, as long as it's not like exclusive, and then or if you do exclusive, then you better be providing them a lot of work. So you better be doing a lot of marketing. What is the best audio gear for a corporate video? I mean, I just use Rodes. Rode NTG2 for the shotgun. Boom that overhead for the deal, and then I'll throw my Rode Pros on for audio. Now, Sennheiser makes some really good stuff. There's this guy in town who I work with. He's like all he does is audio. When he comes out, I think all his stuff is Sennheiser. But normally I'm not really touching any of the audio when he's doing it. But for me, I'm not an audio guy, so I don't know what the best is, but I just tell you what works for me. It's an NTG2 for audio, and then my Rhodes, they get the job done. What do you think is the minimum lighting kit you need for interviews, restaurants, social media, some photo shoots? I'm guessing one key and a backlight, a 200 and a 600 watt. Is that enough on a budget? If you're staying away from windows, that's fine. I would probably say go with the Amaran 300C, and then maybe grab a tube for like their hair light, because that works really well and looks really awesome. And you can also set it to the side and use it as a kicker. There's a lot more flexibility there. But I'd probably say go with the 300C, or even the 150C is not bad. That's what I'm using right here. So that's what's like lighting this side of my face right now. So if you think this looks pretty decent, like that's that in a China bowl. But yeah, probably 200 watt and a 60 watt will be okay if you're just looking for cob lights. But yeah, I think you should definitely have a 3-point lighting kit in some manner. Like that is gonna go so far. Like back in the day, I did like a lighting kit for under $1,000, I think it was, on my main YouTube channel. It was all Amaran lights. Granted, they're older lights. They've come out with newer lights since that video came out. But like, I do believe that a solid 3-point lighting kit is a necessity if you're gonna shoot videos, especially interview. Now, if you're shooting like real estate, nah. If you're shooting like outdoor stuff, you're probably okay. Just get some diffuse the sun, and then learn how to, position your talent to where they can still get the best light, even when you're shooting outdoors in direct sunlight. But if you're gonna be shooting indoors and shooting corporate stuff, then yeah, you should at least get a decent 3-point lighting setup. Dallas says, you ever thought about being repped? You mean as a YouTuber? I mean, I don't know. No. I mean, if somebody came to me with the right offer, I would. I know there's like, like Creator is like this like company that reps YouTube filmmakers. But no one's ever approached me about being repped. I mean, if they had a good deal, if they could bring in brand deals, or, offer me stuff and it made sense and the percentage was right, like I'm open to it. But I need you to show that you can do what you say you're gonna do. Gus says, stream is looking crispy. Thanks, my boy. You'll be happy to know. That's because we're shooting on a Canon R3. Mark, no, I have not gotten the S12 yet. Sean was in the chat earlier, so we'll see what happens. Mike says, I find baseball really boring. Do you feel the same for football? Soccer doesn't record me for this typing thing. Oh, so I never played baseball growing up. Thought it was boring too. Until you fully understand the game of baseball, it is very boring. But once you fully understand it, and obviously my kids are in it, so I'm very invested. It is an incredible game. It is an incredible game. You also have to understand how difficult baseball is. It is a very, very difficult game. Pitching is difficult. Hitting is difficult. Sometimes fielding can be very difficult. Like, baseball is a game where you have to literally stay on your toes the entire time. So like, and I get it. It can be very, very boring. I totally understand why people say baseball is boring, because it was boring to me until my kid actually started playing it. The best probably start about $100,000. What? I missed something. I'll let y'all handle that. That's not to me. Question. Follow up from Gamer Lucas's Lancer. Sorry, why am I saying Lucas? Gamer Lancer. What is a good kit to light a YouTube set in front of a window? I just recently switched and liked the look and now researching to light myself better. So if you're talking about having the window behind you, then you need a lot of light on you. You have to basically offset the window. Now there's two ways you can do that. You can either get like a 300 or a 600 watt light to light yourself up, or you can buy this stuff. It's I don't have it, but Duncan has it. It's a gel. It's not gel. Well, it is a gel, but it's like think like tint. It's like window tint. So you can like basically put it onto the window, and that it's like an ND for your window. It basically brings down the exposure of the light coming in through the window, and so that can actually help you out a lot. So you don't need quite as much power coming out of the light that's lighting you, because if you have a super bright light lighting you while you're trying to do a video, it can be kind of distracting. It can also be hard on your eyes. And so using an ND roll for the window will be super helpful. Now, if you're talking about there's a window in front of you lighting you, you're using the window as the main source, then all you need is like some type of diffusion if the light's too harsh. So like you can either buy like some actual DP diffusion, or you could just go to Walmart and get a white bed sheet, and that'll get the job done. How would you define your filmmaking style? What is the quote look you're going after? I'm a very clinical filmmaker, I think. I don't really know. Like, I don't really know if I necessarily have a style, but like other people have told me I have a style. I'm very high key lit. I'm not super like contrasty. And I think I've been like sort of like based off of the clients that I've shot with for years, my style has sort of like adapted in that way, to be just very high key. What happened? My camera just turned off. Oh, there we go. We're good. What do you think about Gawk? Do you think his style is everywhere right now? I don't know. I mean, I think his style is. I mean, if you're talking about the YouTuber, I think his GAWX. I think his stuff is awesome. I've seen some of his videos. I don't watch a lot of them, but I've seen a few of them. His stuff's good. You said his style is everywhere right now. I guess people are ripping him off. I guess that's what you're saying. I don't think I consume enough YouTube, or at least that style of YouTube, to know. Lolo says, since you've seen the movie Sinners, what would you do in either a vampire apocalypse or a zombie apocalypse? Me, I'm curvy. I'm carving a piece of wood into a knife, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Okay, y'all. Like, first off, ain't nobody coming in the house. Like, if I hear that vampires are real, nobody's invited in the house. That's first off. When it comes to zombies, bro, I have watched so much Walking Dead, World War Z. I definitely went through my zombie phase. I think like the rest of pop culture did during that time period. Like, in a real way, I'm fighting and I'm trying to survive. Like, that's just it. The only thing that would probably take me out is if my kids got changed or my wife got changed. That would be tough. That would be tough. I don't know if I could actually make it through that. That's the only time I think I'd probably be done for. But yeah, that would be rough. Mike says, I thought I found baseball boring because I'm not from America. I think it's I mean, technically we have hockey in the US, but I find hockey boring. And it's primarily because I don't understand the game. I don't know the rules. I don't know what's going on. It's just a bunch of dudes skating around trying to get a little puck into a net. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on. So, yeah, I find that boring. But I think it's when you just don't understand the game. You just don't understand all the nuances. What makes games so interesting is the ability of what could happen or what is about to happen or what you feel is about to happen. But if you don't understand the nuances of the game, you don't have any of those emotions, so you kind of, the game just feels boring. Dallas says, how's Duncan doing? Last time I heard he was doing pretty good. I actually haven't talked to him in about a week or so. I do need to follow up with him, though. I do need to catch up with him and just check in and see how he's doing. It's been a minute. Chandler says, I remember my grip days of rolling and taping two-stop indies on Windows. Yeah, that was actually like a game changer for me when I found out about that stuff. That's the kind of stuff that nobody talks about, but also doesn't make for good YouTube videos. It's like all the equipment that you get inside of like a half-ton or a full-ton truck. And like there's so much extra stuff, but like grip is just not, it's not sexy. Like it's not cameras, it's not lighting, like it's not lenses, so it doesn't work on YouTube, but a lot of the information of like how to get good images actually comes from being able to gaff and being able to grip equipment. All right, Gus, I'll catch you later. Take it easy. Mike says, question, is Jarrell playing piano in the background? No, it's just whatever is on here. This is my like projector. I absolutely love this thing. Oh, look, I'm live. That's funny. I normally just, like y'all can see right now, like normally I'm just listening to music. It's just like nonstop music stuff. Space Jam. Y'all want to watch Space Jam? Just kidding. But yeah, this is literally all I do. I'm just putting on stuff right now that I know won't get me demonetized. I won't get the stream taken down. Someone hands you an IMAX camera for one day. What are you doing with it? Bro, I don't know. I don't know what the hell to do with the IMAX camera. I mean, I might try to get some images out of it, but like, I don't know how to process the film. Like, there's certain things like in the world of filmmaking, there's just certain echelons that I'm just not prepared for. Like, I wouldn't know what to do with it. So I wish I knew more, but I just don't. I don't know enough to even try to answer that question. Yeah, Logan, I saw the DJI mirrorless rumors are popping up again. So we're going to probably talk about it on Friday. But I definitely saw some more rumors started swirling. New rumors are cooking up. So I need to do some research before Friday. Lolo says, I was just about to ask what a friend asked you to be invited into your house, even though they previously been there before. Bro, at this point, if we start walking to my house and you're like, yo, you gonna invite me in? Now the answer is like, nope. I'm like, bro, why I gotta invite you? You know what it is. Mike says, you are so correct, even though you use Canon. I use everything. We're always looking for new gear, even when we have what we need. What are you eyeing to upgrade in your kit? B camera, new A. Bro, I don't need anything. It's wild. It's the most boring I've been in my creative journey. Is like, I don't need anything. Oh, actually, this kit's already kind of built out for audio. I just realized that. What's inside this case? I think right now, the only things I've been really looking at, oh, here we go. Let's build this out. Y'all, this is that Pelican. So this is what I'm telling y'all. This is a Pelican 1510. I'm saying as a buyer, owner of gear, buy Nana cases. But right now, the only gear I've really found myself buying lately has been live streaming gear. Because live streaming kind of is like fun for me. So like I bought this live streaming device here, the one that we've been streaming on this whole time. Not the camera, but like the device I'm using to actually do the stream. So that's been fun. And outside of that, bro, there's not really any gear that I like feel like I'm in like desperate need of at the moment. No cameras. Nothing really is like doing it for me right now. Only camera that I'm like semi excited about and would be willing to like go all in for would be the rumored Nikon ZR. If that thing is real, that would be a game changer for me. And right now I'm also very interested in Lumix for open gate reasons. And so as a anamorphic system, I'm looking at some of those things. Hold on, y'all. I need to answer this phone call. Let me make sure I'm muted. All right, off the mute. I got a kiddo who's on his way up to the office. All right, let's blitz through some questions real quick. Logan says, what's the rumors? 360 or mirrorless? Mirrorless. Yeah. Or no, Dallas asked. Yeah, they're talking about mirrorless cameras. Gamer says, do you know a fog machine on a budget for small and medium rooms? Bro, let me show y'all. Oh my gosh. I just got this thing at NAB. Holy smokes. No pun intended. Have y'all seen this before? This is the Hazer kit, the Smoke Genie. Bro, this thing is fire. Okay, so check this out. So first off, inside the kit itself, you get everything you need. You get solution, you get the actual unit itself, you get a fan to be able to move it around, there's a wireless remote control, and then this little guy right here for like filling it up. You also get all the different like attachments, the different nozzles that you need. Like these things, it's actually, this thing is amazing. So check this out. First off, the thing I love about it the most is just how quick it is to turn on. So it's a 3-button press, that way you don't accidentally turn it on inside your kit. So you just 1, 2, 3, lights up, turns on, boom, you saw that little deal. Check this out. First off, I just turned it on, already smoking, right? Crazy. So we already, like first off, beats every other fog machine out there because of just how fast it turns on. But then you also have this little guy here. This is like the little fan for it. And you just turn that on. There's a little on switch, powered on, right? Check this out. Press that, look at that. What? Look at that. So good, so quick, super easy. And then they've got different modes. So you've got like a fog mode, a dry ice mode, and then a steam mode. So I'm in the fog mode right now. And what's crazy is I can like turn up the intensity of the fan. Y'all can hear that. And so I can press the button and then boom, it's just pushing out the fog. So I can haze up a small room so quick. You can also double tap it, or no, it's triple tap, 1, 2, 3, and it'll automatically go. So you don't have to hold the button. So you can literally haze up a small room in just a matter of a few seconds, just like that, right? Press the button again, turn it off. And then it goes even further than that. So I showed you that it is a fogger, but then I also have, let me grab this little attachment on here. This is one of my favorite things to do with it. So you can put this on here and then you can switch it into a dry ice mode. And then check this out. Look at that. So now the fog or the ice actually has like some weight to it. And like literally, like look at that. Isn't that cool? And like this is all happening like in real time. Like obviously y'all seeing this live, but look, that's in my hand and then it's out there. So now if you want to like, for example, all right, cool. Like I got my coffee here, right? If I want to like literally drop the smoke inside of this, it like goes down in there, and then now like I can literally pour it out, and look at that. Isn't that freaking crazy? That's so fire. But if I also want to do like steam, like let's say I'm acting like this is full of coffee, I can use it as steam. Turn that up, pull it out, and now look. It's like I got steam coming out of my coffee cup. This thing is so freaking crazy. I absolutely love this thing. Like I said, I got it at NAB. It's so good, works so well. And then they've got a few different like attachment tips that you can put on here if you want to like, you know, just sort of change the direction. So if you want to keep it upright, but then you want to have like the, you know, the steam coming out, like it's got like so many different options. But yeah, like, so like steam is not super thick. And then the dry ice one, obviously way thicker. And it just like literally sits in your hand. Like, isn't that crazy? And then obviously you got fog, which fog is probably the one that most people are going to use. But when you use it with fog, I think the best way to do it is with the fan. So that way you can just literally, oh, I got to turn it on. But yeah, you can just literally haze up a room super easy. And then even like one of the things that sucks about most hazers is that like after you haze the room, you got to then like walk around and like waft it and everything. Because this has a fan on it, I can literally just use the fan and blow it all around and get the room nice and hazy. So, dude, absolutely, I would 100% recommend this. This is the Smoke Ninja Pro. It is so sick. Absolutely been loving playing around with this thing. Yeah, dude, this is probably the thing I would probably recommend if you're looking for something on a budget, and it's not super expensive either. Oh, and then I told you it does have like the remote, and so like I can use the remote to literally trigger this thing. So I don't even have to be like holding it. I can have it like in another part of the room and have it just be going, which is like wild. That's crazy. So, dude, absolutely recommend the Smoke Ninja Pro. 3 clicks to turn it back off. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Boop, just turned off. So yeah, this is probably the hazer I am the most excited about right now. I've gotten like other hazers, dry ice machines. I bought like professional hazers. I've also bought, what is that other one I have? Like the Party City hazer. Nothing beats this thing. Nothing beats this thing right now. So yeah, this is the one I'd recommend. I feel like I just did a whole ad for them. They should pay me for that. All right, what's your go-to grip package when filming larger projects? Union grip missing work in the industry because there's no work anymore. I don't actually have a grip package. I started renting trucks. I don't do my own grip anymore. I used to try to buy all the grip and everything. I don't have a grip package anymore. Do you think open gate on the 6K is the new standard? Years ago, the standard was 4K, and then 4K 60, and then 4K 120. Now open gate? No, open gate is just the newest trend. That's it. I don't know if it's standard, but it's what's trendy. And it's the one thing that's easy to look at a camera and go, but this one doesn't have open gate. People just like a reason to argue. It's just the easiest thing to argue. Dallas says challenge accepted. I can find you something that you want to buy. What's up, Jensen? Currently have a KX in the cart and am a Sony shooter. Should I pull the trigger? I really want to transition from a recap videographer to a cinematographer. Hopefully you're looking at the one with the Z mount, so that way you can put the adapter on it and use it for Sony. If that's the one you've got, you should definitely check that out. Mics, no, you cannot. Portable smoke kit, no way. Yeah, absolutely. Y'all should definitely check out this. It's on Amazon. It is the Smoke Ninja Pro Hazer kit. I don't have it linked in the description, but I've got I think, other things linked in the description. So if y'all want to be really cool, go click on my links in the description. That'll take you to Amazon and then buy it. So I get a little bit of a commission. That'd be really sick. But if not, all good. I like the spectacular where teacher speculate. Oh, I like to speculate where teach will be by I reach a certain age. I'm currently 33. I think it'll be able to transfer photos to a PC from a camera during a photo shoot by age 54. You can kind of already do that with tethering. I do think we'll get wireless tethering very soon. Actually, somebody has told me that my R3 can do wireless tethering. I've never done it because I don't do tethered photography, but I've been told that you can do wireless tether now. So that'd be really cool. So I think this thing is less than... It's not that expensive, y'all. It's like super, super affordable. Let's see. Smoke Genie? Bro, why is it popping up? Oh, Smoke Ninja. Smoke Ninja Pro. So $229 for the Pro kit, $176 for just the actual hazer. I do recommend y'all get the actual, get the Pro kit. It's $229, totally worth it. Totally worth it. And if you've ever bought hazers, you know that $229 is not super expensive for a hazer. If you're just buying the cheap stuff off of Party City, then yeah, it probably seems expensive. But like, I'm telling y'all, that thing is legit. Lancer says, I don't need it, but I want it. Bro, that's like the filmmaker lifestyle. Oh, my son's in here. He says, what was my first camera I ever got? Actually, so a friend of mine actually sent me, he let me borrow this because he actually owns the first camera I ever bought. But the first camera that I ever used to actually make money is this guy right here. This is the T3i. Look at that old school Canon body. Kit lens and everything, y'all. It's the first camera I ever really used. I technically owned the T2i before this, but I only had it for like a year, and then I switched to the T3i because it had a flip screen, and man, I thought I was a real filmmaker. I didn't know anything at all. Siege says, Ulanzi's got a cheaper option that looks expensive. Coming from NAB. Yeah, I've never seen the Ulanzi one, but all I can do is speak about the stuff I have. I don't know about the Ulanzi one, though. If it's good, then, you know, run that one, too. Starting around $200, Ulanzi's Fog Machine Cobra 5 is around $100 and pretty decent, but single mode. So, yeah. I just want to monitor the audio. I just want to monitor audio via Bluetooth from my camera, man. That's it. Bro, I remember asking, like, why don't we have just, like, direct Bluetooth? Like, why isn't there, like, wireless transmitter? Like, why isn't there, like, a receiver built into the camera and then, like, a transmitter that you just buy and it automatically goes in? And what everybody keeps telling me is that there'd be a delay. Or if it came to, like, audio, like Sony, for example, they make Bluetooth headphones. Why can't you Bluetooth connect to your camera? But they just keep saying there's going to be a delay. So I need the Bluetooth technology to get better so that there's no delay. Do you think the Zhiyun G200 or G300 are worth it? So I'll give you guys a little sneak peek about what just came in the mail. Oh, wait, no. Actually, never mind. That's the X100 Pro. Scratch it. I thought I had it, but no, that's the X100 Pro. I don't know. I've never actually used Zhiyun lights before. I got one over there, and it's from a good friend of mine. And so I'll let you know after I test it. And I told him I'm going to be real, so he'll be fine. Lolo says, thanks for starting the podcast and answering all of our questions. You are really informative, and I hope you reach 1 million followers one day. See you later. Later, bro. If y'all haven't and you're chilling with me, please hit that subscribe button. That'd be super dope. it'd make my day. And we're racing to 10,000. Trying to get this YouTube channel to 10,000 subscribers would be just so amazing. So if you guys do find this content valuable, that'd be awesome. Kostakachi says, question, hey Brandon, do you think that Nikon will sell their R3D license to other cameras like Apple did with the ProRes RAW? I don't think they will license it yet. They have to probably get the most out of it first and figure out how they're gonna use it inside of the Nikon world, and then I could see them choosing to license it. Nikon is a very big company and a very big for-profit company, so I think that they are going to try to do their best to get the most out of it first, and then they'll maybe open it up to other people. Do you think 6 inches is the ideal size for a camera monitor for mirrorless? Why you want UI smoothly on the Sony monitoring app, but monitor, my favorite UI is on the Hollyland monitors. Yeah, I think a 5 or 6 inch monitor is okay. I have a 7 inch that goes on top of my Red, and I really love that. The 5 inch is kind of okay for smaller camera bodies, but I don't feel like I can really get a good look at my image. So personally, I lean towards 7 inch ones. I haven't really seen very many 6 inch monitors. And then my son just asked, why do you need more than one lens? Just different looks, you know, like this lens, for example, is a zoom lens. So it can go as wide as 16, and then it can zoom all the way into, it goes wide as 14, and it can zoom all the way into 35. And so different lenses just give you different creative looks on how you want to capture the world around you with your camera. But, y'all, we have been streaming now for over 2 hours. Wild. Almost 3 hours. Good night. So do me a huge favor. Hit that thumbs up button if you've been finding this stream beneficial and helpful to you guys. I just did basically a 3-hour test of using this device. I would like to do one more test with you guys if you will just, self-indulge me for a moment. So this device is streaming. What I want to see is if I go to my desk back here, can I make my desk take over this stream? So what I'm going to try right now could very well wreck the whole stream. If that happens, hopefully y'all have a good day. But I just want to see if I go to my back desk here, if I click a button, can I take over the stream? So I know I'm not on camera right now. Just bear with me, guys. Hang out. You know, let's have a good time. And I'm going to see if I can take over the stream back here. My lighting back here is terrible, but let's see if I can do this. All right, so what profile am I in? Let's go into here. Let's go to profile, back office graphics show. Okay. Chat, let's see if this works. Click to resume. Let's see. Am I taking over the stream? Did I take over the stream? Am I taking over the stream? Am I at the back desk now, y'all? Can y'all see me at the back desk? Hopefully y'all can. Let's see if I'm just going to my lighting here. I'm gonna adjust my lighting because the lighting back here is pretty atrocious. But are we at the back desk? Chat, let me know. Are we at the back desk? Let's see. Did it go? Did it jump? I don't know if it jumped. Oh my gosh, hopefully it did. Are we at the back desk? We did it! Oh, we did it! Chat! Oh wait, y'all probably can't hear me. Wait, can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me through the microphone? Let's go! Let's go! Started the stream in the front, then we moved back here. Let's go! Chat, this is fire! Oh my gosh. Wait, is it working? Lights are turned off. Audio from the camera. Oh no, it didn't work. Oh, y'all made me think it worked. Wait, did it work? Oh no, it is working. Oh, that was so nice. Yes. Yes. This is so fire. So fire. Oh man, I'm so happy that actually worked out. Woo! Oh my gosh. All right, y'all. Streams are about to be crazy because now I can do streams from in the back, in here. I can take y'all around. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so legit. It's going to be so legit. I can't wait. All right. Somebody says delayed on my end, probably. Gary says it worked though. Is my audio delayed? People say audio is great. It worked. It did. Yes. Dope. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. That's so awesome. No, we're not doing 2 more hours, Michael. No, we're definitely not doing 2 more hours. So fire. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that worked. Yes. All right, y'all. I've been trying to learn new things when it comes to streaming, and today we just unlocked something new. So, Dr. Bro, I've never even seen you before. Dr. Otig. Basically, I started streaming on a different device, and then I came back to my computer, which is running Ecamm, and then I told it to take over the stream, and it did it, which means now we're streaming from the computer back here. I don't know if that's the only way to do it, but it did just work, and it's my first time doing it. And unfortunately, it's one of those things where the only way you can test it is to actually be live to give it a go. But bro, that was so awesome. So I started the stream on the YOLO, and then I came back to my computer, which has Ecamm, and I clicked resume stream from here, even though I didn't start it here, and it took it, which is so sick. C says just add a nice transition between setups and you're done. Yeah, I think that's it. What's the tool, bro? Audio is not delayed. All fine on my end. Okay, bet. So yeah, no, it just ended. What just ended? I don't know what just ended. Gary, I don't know. Just I don't know what you're talking about. Are you just using a computer for video or another camera? Using the computer video or another camera? Oh, this is the R7. So this is another Canon camera. So yes, gosh, that's so awesome. So happy that actually worked. Fire. All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all so much for rocking with me to that transition. Let me do these tests. I think that this was a success when it comes to the stream. Thank y'all for rocking with me, answering or asking questions. Obviously, I'll be doing more live streams here very, very soon. The live streams are not going to stop because I'm just enjoying them way too much. But, yeah, sorry, I'm just checking some things on here. But hopefully y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Y'all take it easy, be safe, stay creative. And if y'all ever have any questions when I'm live, just hop on, ask them. I'll be more than happy to hang out with y'all. This has been a lot of fun. Y'all keep it real, making sure I got everybody here, answered everybody's questions. But yeah, someone says, I think I just got a commercial, so I just got delayed a bit. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what it is. Awesome. All right, y'all take it easy. Thank y'all. I'll see y'all in the next stream. Peace, guys.